Greetings everyone! In this video, we are now going to explore the Ubuntu terminal using the basic commands. So if you're interested, then let's start. To begin with, let's open first the terminal. In order to access the terminal, we can just simply search it by pressing on your keyboard the Windows key, then a search bar will appear. From here, you can just simply type terminal, then press enter. Then here we go. We can now start the basic commands.
The first command that we will be using is the list command. The command is similar to the Windows dir command, where it shows a list of the subfolders that the directory contains. If we type ls, we can see here the list of subfolders that the current directory contains. We can see here that the dir and ls command shares the same function.
Just like what we did in the Windows command prompt, if we want to access a specific folder in the directory, then we need to change the current directory. To do that, we will use the change directory command. It is the same as the Windows command, which is cd. If I want to access the desktop, just type cd space desktop. By the way, I mentioned in the previous video that Windows command is not case sensitive. However, case sensitivity applies here in Ubuntu terminal, so you need to enter the exact letters. Now, if I want to go back to the previous directory, we can just use the same command we used in the Windows command prompt, which is cd ... But take note that there is a small difference on it, which is a space in between. And with that, we are back to the directory earlier. If we repeat the command and reach the /, then we reach the root directory. But here, it termed it as super user. Note that you cannot jump or skip a directory when moving forward or backward. However, you can directly reach the super user if you type cd space /.
The next command we are going to use is the print working directory command. A working directory is a default location in which any file operations will take place. So, this command will print the full path of the current working directory to the standard output. If we type pwd, we can see here a full path going to the directory we currently are.
Now, let's try creating a new folder in the directory. To do that, we must use the make directory command. This command is the same as the Windows command, which is the syntax is mk dir, then the name of the folder. Just like before, we want to create a folder named hello on the desktop. To do that, just simply type mk dir space hello. You can see here that the folder hello has been created.
We are now going to use the remove command. This command is the same as the Windows delete command, where it only deletes a file and not a folder. The syntax for this command is rm, then the name of the file, then another name of the file if you have two or more files to be deleted. We already provided a file to be deleted and it is named as hello.txt. So, let's type rm space hello.txt. With that, we can see that the sample.txt has been deleted.
Let's now try the copy command. The copy command that we will be using will only copies the contents of the source file to the receiver file. The syntax for this command is cp, then the name of the first file, then the name of the second file. The two files that we will be using is these two, which is test.txt and sample.txt. The test.txt contains the words hello world, while sample.txt has nothing. If we type cp space test.txt space sample.txt, you can see here on the sample.txt that the words hello world was successfully copied. If we try to use this command and the second file is not existing in the directory, the system will automatically create it with the copied content. For example, if we type cp space test.txt space example.txt, we can see here that the examples.txt has been created with the copied content inside it. Note that if we copy the content of a specific file to an existing file, it will just overwrite the content of the existing file. On the other hand, if we copy the content of a specific file to a non-existing file, the system will automatically create a file with the copied content inside it.
Let's now try the move command. The syntax for this command is mv, then the name of the first file, then the name of the second file. If we use the move command on the source file to the receiver file, the source file will be renamed into the receiver file's name. Sounds weird, right? Here, let's try. We will just use the same file we used earlier with test.txt containing the words hello world, while sample.txt nothing. If we type mv space test.txt space sample.txt, we can see here that the test.txt become sample.txt, and there is now two on them here. If we try to open these two, they will have the same content.
The next command we're going to use is the touch command. This command has two functions. The first function is to create an empty file. The second function is to change the existing file's timestamp or simply update the existing file's time or date. The syntax of this command is touch, then the name of the file. Let's try first the first function of touch command. If we type touch space me, you can see here that the file has been created. Now, in order to know the existing file's time and date it was created, we will be using the long list command, which is ls space -l. We can now see the existing file's time and date it was created. Let's now try the second function of touch command. If we type touch space sample.txt, then type ls space -l, you can see here that the sample.txt was created or modified has been updated.
The next command we're going to use is the concatenate command. This command overwrites the contents of an existing file. The syntax for it is cat, then a greater than symbol, then the name of the file. For example, if we type cat greater than hello.txt, it will then ask an input from the user. We will just type hi user, then press enter. If we just press enter, the system will continue to ask for an input. To stop this, just press on your keyboard the right Ctrl or Control and D together. If we open the file, we can see here that the words we entered earlier is here inside the file.
Now, if we want to display the content of a file here in the terminal, we will use the more command. This command outputs the contents of a file. The syntax for this command is more, then the name of the file. For example, we want to display here in the terminal the content of the hello.txt file. Recall that the file contains the words "Hi user." If we type more space hello.txt, we can see here that the words "Hi user."
The command head is similar to the more command in which it displays the contents of a file in the terminal. But the main difference of the two is that the head command will only display the first 10 lines of the file, whereas the more command displays the whole content of the file no matter how long it is. The syntax of the command is head, then the name of the file. Here, we have a file named names.txt. If we display the content of the file, we can see here a list of 12 names. If we type head space names.txt, we can see here that until the 10th name, which is Zach, were the only ones being displayed here, and Bea and the rest being excluded.
The last command that we will be using is the opposite of the head command. The tail command will only display the last 10 lines of the file. The syntax of this command is tail, then the name of the file. Earlier, we used the head command and it only displayed the first name up to the 10th name of the list of names. Now, if we type tail space names.txt, you can see here that the last 10 names, which is Kate being the last, were the only ones being displayed here, and the first 10 names being excluded. And that's all for the basic commands. Thank you for watching till the end, and I hope you learned something in this video. Peace.